Mr. Johnson. How is it going? How is the exhibition?
Doing very well so far.
Okay, so my name is Tushi Gogoi and I'm going to interview today. Just a small light-hearted interview. So are you ready?
Yes.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
So ACS manufactures parts, and I wanted to know what trends are you currently observing in demand for component support, rotable exchanges, and or inventory programs. Are there any new trends in the industry that you've noticed?
Well, I think for the most part, the trend that we're seeing is because ACS, what we specifically do is parts manufacture approval parts. And in this case, the acceptance of PMA is historically been very broad, specifically in North America and in Europe. In this particular market, it's still growing, it's still expanding, and the acceptance is improving on a regular basis. So the trend that we're seeing is that our type of parts is getting more acceptance in this particular market. And so that's something that we're excited for, and we're happy to see that that is a positive trend in our direction at least.
Definitely. So does the broader Asia Pacific region, or particularly India, feature as a strategic growth target for aviation component solutions?
You know, the Indian market, particularly South Asia, I think there's a lot of opportunities for what we do. The acceptance is still expanding, still growing in this market. And so that's why we're here, is we're looking for those opportunities where companies who are looking for cost savings, because that's one of the things we can provide is cost savings, and inventory. And sometimes that is a problem, is finding inventory. And so we're trying to find those solutions in this market. And so we see the Indian market as a great opportunity for our organization, and that's why we're here.
That was a wonderful answer. I hope our Indian audience is watching and taking notes. So the Indian aviation industry is also changing very rapidly. We have seen such significant growth in just the past 2 years in the Indian aviation market. And also the aviation aftermarket is changing. So what major shifts are you observing? And in general, in the global market, also in the Asia Pacific region, on the components and the spare parts market?
What we're seeing is, again, it's kind of that acceptance because of the specific niche that we do. We are FAA approved, so we're just trying to get the word out that PMA parts are acceptable and that there's opportunity for the cost savings. There's opportunity to decrease lead times that are a problem. And so it's just, for us, it's just a matter of getting that information out and making sure that not only the airlines, the MRO shops, the repair shops, that they are aware of what PMA is and what PMA can do for them specifically. And so that's really what we're trying to accomplish. And the market is still learning and still growing, but we feel like it's headed in the right direction. So that's our observation at this point.
I think your company is really tackling two of the most important crises in the industry: cost saving and turnaround times. So both of these things are very, very significant in the MRO industry and in the aviation industry in general. So yes, I think you're definitely in the right direction.
Yeah, and because those are big problems, and particularly with oil prices going up, that's already, you know, a significant part of the expense for airlines. So parts are a huge expense, components, individual piece parts. So we're there trying to find those solutions for companies, and that's kind of our goal, to get everyone to be familiar with PMA and particularly with ACS.
Definitely. So we've also seen rapid digitalization and integration of AI in the aviation market. So do you see any chances of that being incorporated by ACS?
Yeah, in some ways, we're already integrating AI into what we do. So some of our analytics that we come up with to determine direction that we want to go, making decisions, whether it's parts related, whether it's business related, we are using AI already to help us make those decisions. And so it's been beneficial. I see it continuing to grow in the future. And so that's, for us, we're about technology. So we see those opportunities and we're going to keep expanding where we can.
So for my last question, for a last question of the interview, what is your long-term vision for aviation component supply? So what do you envision?
What do we envision our future to be? One of the reasons that we're here is we feel like this market is a significant market. Growth is here, economic growth is here, expansion of airlines, transportation, and for us, we want to be part of this market where growth is happening. And the more people fly, the more people are moving around the globe, that's going to be an opportunity for us. So we're looking for those to happen, and we're seeing it here in India and South Asia, and so we want to be a part of that trend and a part of that opportunity.
I think that was a very nice answer. You answered all of my questions with such details, and I really appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to be here.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.